What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 231 of Some Shit We Like. If you're new to Some Shit We Like, what we do here is we sit down, group of friends, and we talk about things we like. You know, movies, video games, anything that may come up in the course of conversation.
Or shit we don't like.
Yeah, or shit we don't like. And if you want to engage with our content, our full audio comes out on Tuesdays on iTunes or wherever you want to find podcasts. And
Stitcher.
Tuesday through Friday, we post videos from this episode, and on Friday the full episode goes up on video form on YouTube. If that sounds familiar, it's because we're basically biting off kind of funny. So there you go.
They actually had someone on their show maybe like 2 shows ago,
Mm-hmm.
which was just a sponsorship paid person of the
Yes.
kind of funny form.
Yes.
And he even said, "Yeah, we just copy what you do."
Yeah. But yeah, so it's at Some Shit We Like on Twitter, at SSWL Network on Instagram, and Twitch is also SSWL Network. And we're going to work on making all these uniforms.
Or everything
so they're not
on
all
the top
different.
corner.
Yeah. All our links will be there or in the description below if you're watching us on YouTube. So hopefully you enjoy this because we enjoy doing it.
Oh, for sure. And if you haven't noticed, Bryce turned into Ryan.
Yeah. Mr.
Hello.
O'Leary. Oh, no. Here we
He's
go.
back on the show.
Yeah.
Hi, nice to see you.
We got some critical feedback about Ryan last time, so he's going to try and work on all the things people didn't like last time, which
Yeah.
is basically everything.
Being too good looking,
Yeah.
especially compared to the other guys. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm trying to make more eye contact this time, so I hope that works for you,
More eye
audience.
contact. Thumbnail.
Yeah. They're keeping me here. I want to leave. I want to go home. And
I mean,
I'm here against my will.
If you want to go,
tied to the chair.
you can. If you want to go, you can
I'll
go.
let him. He can't go. He's stuck here.
I mean, I can.
And look, they're just giving me this green drink.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, going on the kind of funny train
Okay.
where they talk about topics. Apparently, Ryan, as a guest, has a topic
Yeah.
he
Oh.
wants to talk about.
What would you like to talk about, sir?
So I've known the Big Red Man for quite a while. Big Red Dick Rick here. If Rick, you can show them why we call you that if you want, or
We're on YouTube, so we
You
can't.
can't do that.
We're not an educational channel.
Well,
so.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's big in red. So I've been learning things about Rick, and this one kind of blew my mind. And then I told Bryce about it, and it blew his mind too. And
I'm going to throw the question. I already know your answer, but I'm going to throw the question back at him.
Yeah.
It could be, well, obviously no, but okay, let's go on.
okay, great input there. So Mike, have you back in your single days?
Mm-hmm.
When did you, if you don't mind talking about, when did you and your wife get married? Like, how old were you?
We got married in 2004.
How old were you?
22.
Okay, so you were seeing her before you were legally
Yes.
old enough. So this might be a weird question for you then that you
Mhm.
won't have an answer to. But you know how in movies, like in TV, someone will like see a babe across the bar or something and be like, they'll get a drink for them?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anyone do that in real life, ever. And I've certainly never done it.
Professional.
Very professional there.
So I've never
Have you seen anyone do it?
done that. I've seen people do that.
Okay.
So
How has it played out?
generally very like not off-putting, but very conservatively. So
Yeah.
I've seen a guy buy a drink for a woman, and then do that whole cheesy like from down the bar
Yeah.
thing. And the few times I've seen it, it's been in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So it's
Hookers?
well, no, it's actually regular touristy people, but they're gonna go, oh, thank you, and that's pretty much it. That's how it
So
plays
they
out.
don't come over and talk? or-
No, because see, the person who did it forgets about the next part of that process. The next part of that process
You get up
is
and-
getting off of your ass and saying,
Okay.
hey, just
Yeah.
you looked like you needed a drink, so I got you one. Or
Okay.
just something, open up the lines of communication. I'm big on communication.
Yeah. Like,
So,
I get it as a move, but like I've
Yeah,
personally, I've had the confidence to talk to women at places, but I'd never make that move. Like
I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah.
It feels very
weird,
skeevy.
but also at the same time, like you gotta have some balls to it. What if I
Right.
told you Rick's done this multiple times?
I believe it.
I can't picture him doing it.
I believe it.
So Rick, what did you follow up? Like explain, tell us about it.
Well, before he answers,
'Cause
Rick
that
strikes
stopped
me.
blowing your mind that Rick.
I've
ordered
known Rick
drinks
for a long
women
time as well.
across
I've known Rick for over.
So you know him in his younger.
I've
more
known him for over a
confident
decade
Yeah,
as it
yeah.
happens. But knowing what I know about Rick, for the 10 years that I've known him, it may have been different before this, but as the 10 years I've known him, Rick is a very quiet, reserved person. So I could totally see him doing part one of that move and not following up.
Did you follow up when you'd make this? He's done it multiple times.
Oh, you followed up. Okay.
Well, yeah, like when you mentioned, I'm like, well, you got to follow up.
How did it
Otherwise,
play out?
you're an idiot if you don't.
Did you ever get a number out of it? Did it ever lead to any fist bumps?
You mentioned Vegas. That makes it a third time that I do remember doing it too.
Shit. Okay. Rick bought me a drink in Vegas.
Well, see, that's actually going to tie into where I was going with this as well.
So yeah, one of the first times was...
How old were you?
I was in my 20s. I mean, I don't remember how old
20
exactly
years
I was.
ago?
I was probably like 20... I would say 25, maybe 26.
Okay. So, see, it's within that decade I've known him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
what
when I lived in Orange County, I bought someone a drink. I told the bartender because I was at the bar.
Were you by yourself?
And no, I was actually with Alyssa, friend of the show.
Even if it's just a friend, though, that's
like
ballsy. Yeah, because they don't know that.
They don't know
go
that.
on.
Well, she encouraged it.
No. I'm saying the other person.
That's
the
the
nature of your relationship with
friends.
Alyssa.
Oh yeah,
The other
yeah. So I bought the drink, lady across the bar.
One lady.
And then she was with the friend.
Uh-huh.
Apparently I picked the wrong lady to give it to because she was married.
See, that's
I walked. Well, I found out because as soon as she saw, that the bartender pointed at me, and then I walked over there and I started talking to her. Like I know it's kind of a really dumb move, but I told her I'm interested.
Listen,
I didn't
say I'm interested, but along the lines I said something like,
wait. So you said I'm interested?
I didn't say I'm interested.
Okay,
I was kind of like trying to
anything to break the ice, man.
Just bring it together. But I don't remember what I said. I was partially
drunk,
maybe drunk too. Maybe.
See, that's a drunk Rick move. That's not a sober Rick move.
I thought I'd done it sober though. Well,
we did it 2 other times.
Okay.
Well, for you, that
I was gonna say, have you seen High Fidelity? Or any movie where something plays out and then it zooms out and all that shit happened in their head?
Yeah.
That's Rick.
So
that's sober Rick.
So has this move ever worked for you to any extent?
Well, yeah, the second time it worked.
Ooh.
How did
I got a number.
Oh.
And then what?
And then that was pretty much it. Like I called and we talked a little bit, and then I didn't really
ask her
think she was.
You should have made the
sober Rick is Wayne from Wayne's World with Foxy Lady. That's sober Rick.
Understandable.
All of it happening in the head, and then that'd be a good. No, it's cool. I'm fine.
So yeah, we talked a little bit, but when she was married, so like I went back and I was with Melissa too, so I talked.
You wouldn't be a home wrecker, Rick?
Oh no, God no.
What if she asked you to wreck her home and he was abusive?
No.
And
well, I mean, they would inform the authorities, but
there you go.
Look at this coward.
Rick's not a home wrecker.
Is inform the authorities your way of saying you would pound it?
Rick is a gentleman. Rick is a gentleman. If not by his own choice, but by circumstance. Rick is a gentleman.
But yeah, so that happened. Second time, I got the number. It was at the. It was kind of a crazy night.
You made out with her?
I did not. We talked, but talking and I got her number. I thought she was kind of maybe a little too crazy.
Rick's also a very talkative person.
I can tell.
But which is kind of opposite of what we say about Rick anyway. But
I know. Huh?
What I mean by that is Rick has never come across to me as the kind of guy that is looking for and or seeking out one night stand type of things. Rick wants to get no, not even that. Rick he wants to get to know somebody and
the ladies want to just jump his boner.
Well, I mean, look at it. I mean,
the big Rick.
Yeah.
So what happened the third time?
The third time was in Vegas.
How long ago was that?
Actually, when we went.
This time?
No, this last time.
What?
Like in 2009?
9 or 10?
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not that recent. What happened? Was it a prostitute?
I don't remember exactly where
was it.
Was at.
I was saying, was it when we were at the concert? When you guys were waiting for us, or what?
It was at a club. The Vegas, the Beatles place. I forgot what it was called. Love or something.
Love, yeah, from the Cirque.
Yeah.
Oh man, all that came rushing back to me, and I remember how drunk I was that night.
Yeah. There, I bought a lady a drink.
But from across the bar. It's not just buying a lady a drink. It's the way you're doing it. It's the whole point that...
I went and I talked to her. She appreciated and she wanted to dance, and we danced.
Woo!
I remember. And then she kept on talking about how... I don't know how true this is, because I never watched the show, but apparently she was on that... what was it called?
Dancing with the Stars.
No, it was the Playboy Holly Madison.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I guess
she was that.
Reality.
She was that kind of girl.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Rick.
Yeah.
And then what? How'd you fuck it up?
It was time to go.
It was just time to go.
There was a group of 8 of us, and 7 of us were extremely
very
loud.
Plastered
but
shit too.
If you were Rick and Rick's situation, he should have been fuck off, guys. He's with a Playboy bunny.
It would have been completely. We would have been yeah, dude, whatever, no problem. But again, Rick is the type of person that he doesn't think about himself first. He thinks about other
you
things.
should have been guys, I got something going on here, and then you could have fallen.
It's a reality show, I guess, where they're looking for the next Playboy bunny or something.
And this guy fucking blew it.
Hey,
well.
But
does this mean it's time for you to
make... About that.
Are you allowed to make your announcement now, Rick?
No, that's later on.
That's way later.
Dude, if he's fucking with me, I'm going to be so mad.
It's going to be so anti.
In fact, I forgot one of my props inside, so...
There's a prop?
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
I'm going to do it without the props.
He wouldn't tell me in the kitchen. So...
Yeah,
that's...
But yeah.
Is it the Nintendo Switch?
And then go on to the night that we were at when we were out.
What?
The follow-up.
Oh, yeah. There was more you wanted to know?
Johnny's.
Oh, wait, what?
And then you asked me about...
yeah. Because he told me this right before we had our boys' night last week. And our boys' night consisted of just me and Rick going out.
I got kids.
It was cool.
I apologize.
Believe it or not, a lady came to us and hung out with us the whole night. And she had an accent and got her number. And
I'm kind of happy that you're moving out here now. Or you're moved out here now. Because... when you would come out here for trips for a week or a weekend,
and
it was very impossible for me to hang out with you guys. But now that you're out here, I think it'll be easier to be able to make time to hang out.
Boys' night.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is when I first found out Rick's thing was right before he went, and he kept telling me he was going to do it at Johnny's.
Oh.
Do you want to know what this asshole did?
What?
I bought a girl a drink.
It's 2017, man. Gender jokes are not funny or acceptable.
Yeah. Come on, Rick.
Fucking.
You bought a person. You bought a person a drink.
Mm-hmm.
You bought someone a drink. Who are you to put that person in a box and tell her she's a female?
I know. I'm sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to do that to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. I knew you would believe me.
Yeah.
But Bryce thought it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And I did too. But I guess you knew him in his looser.
I would say it was like I said. I've known Rick for about 10 years, and I think Bryce has known him for at least 8 of those 10.
Whenever we started playing Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
That was online.
So it's not like I've known Rick for an extended amount of time more than Bryce, but I think. I would have said maybe a year or 2 ago, maybe I've hung out with Rick more than Bryce, but I don't even think that's the case anymore, just because when Rick works in the area where Bryce lives, they tend to hang out more. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't shock or surprise me, just because, like I said, I always felt like when you mentioned it, the way I felt was Rick would be the person to buy the drink and then not follow up. But the following up part is oh, look at you.
Yeah. So
how do you not follow up?
If we go out, will you do that move sometime, or will you not do it if I'm there with you?
Not if it's forced.
Yeah,
he's not gonna do it for the sake of doing it.
I might mention it though.
Don't. Just let him do his thing.
He'll never do it.
If you
Mike knows how I work.
You just gotta let him do his thing. You can't.
I didn't really plan to drink much in Vegas. I ended up drinking way too much.
Because I know how to get Rick to drink. And some friends of ours were in town that weekend also, and they also know how to get Rick to drink.
It was fun meeting them in Vegas, by the way.
That was rad.
I don't know if you're watching, but it was fun meeting. I don't know if we could say their names or not, but it was fun meeting
Jay and Aaron.
Yeah, and up in Vegas. That was a lot of fun.
I know, right? Well,
anyways,
I've known Jay since I was in high school, so I've known
him for that long.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I've known Jay since 1999.
The Millennium.
Yes. Yes, up top, Brian. Give me some. No. Soft and slow. Slow. That's your problem. No, slow.
I'm done.
I know. God damn it.
Come back next week when our next topics is, did Rick try magic? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Topic-wise? Or
I want to know
I
this
like
announcement,
that number, that whole drink thing. That's definitely a fun thing. Did Bryce say he'd ever done that?
I
don't think he did.
Okay.
I doubt he has.
But I feel like if I don't know
Does
anyone would have.
Does it count if I did that to my wife just as to be funny?
No, yes and no, maybe. I can say
Because I'm known, not that specifically, but I've done other things that are similar to that are funny because I find them funny. Funny equals money.
I went somewhere with a girl once, and she was actually older than me. This was only a couple years ago, and she had trouble finding her ID, and the bouncer, he kind of made a comment / joke about her being underage, and I said, "Why do you think I'm going out with her?" But I don't know. So that's what that made me think of.
All right. Movies, news.
All right. Yeah, I guess we better just jump into this.
Let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
Sony is gonna do.
You could have done such a good segue 2 minutes ago, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, because he brought up Uncharted.
Oh, I told
you brought up Uncharted.
Yeah, you fucking had. You guys had a good set. I didn't know.
Well, anyways.
Okay, so
this just in.
Here's so they're the Uncharted movie that's been in development hell for almost 8 years by this point has gotten a new director, new people writing, and apparently they've actually full on casted somebody.
Yeah.
And if you're watching, you see it on the screen right now. If not, I'll tell you.
Oh, they don't put it on the screen right now.
Oh no.
But they can right now.
Hold on.
Right
You'll
up
see it on the screen
here.
No,
here.
It's right down
here.
there.
Here.
So, Tom Holland is slated to play a young Nathan Drake.
The Prince of Holland.
Yeah. So here's the thing about this that I like, Rick.
Okay.
The thing about this that I like is they're taking a cue from Uncharted 3, from the flashback chapters.
Yeah.
Where he plays young Drake, which that's also my rap name, Young Drake. They're taking a cue from that game where there's some extended sequences of young Nathan Drake kind of finding his way. And I think that's way better than trying to make a movie with Nathan Drake older, because it's basically just going to be seen by a lot of people who aren't familiar with the game, as an Indiana Jones knockoff.
Exactly.
Should I throw in... You guys know I'm not a video game guy. I've played the first 2.5 Uncharted games.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, if you want to, throw in how you like.
I could say
Did you like the games?
I did. And I think from the little I know about this story, it's a good call for the reasons you're saying.
Perfect, yeah. So the fear always was, are they just going to rehash a storyline from a game? Are they going to pick somebody to play Nathan Drake that everybody is going to be happy with? Of course not, because they're never going to find someone everybody's going to be happy with. And it just got one of those things where at one point, everybody wanted Nathan Fillion to play Nathan Drake, and I'm like, no thanks, I'll pass on that.
The easiness of the name.
Right. Then every time something the new hot thing in Hollywood happens, everybody's like, oh, Chris Pratt would be great to play Nathan Drake because he's in fucking everything now. I still say that if this movie were to happen 5 or 6 years ago when it originally went into it, they started production on it or whatever, James Roday from Psych would have been the perfect Nathan Drake. Absolutely perfect. Yeah. They've even done a quote treasure hunting episode of Psych, and if you watch that episode and you've played the games, oh, it's so good. Anyway, so they're gonna have Tom Holland play young Nathan Drake, and the story they're gonna tell is not necessarily a prequel. It's gonna take from the ideas of 3 and 4, where they had young Drake telling his origin story. It's not necessarily going to be an origin story, but they're pulling from that, and I think it's way better to do that than disappoint everybody with somebody that's not Nolan North playing Nathan Drake. And I know Nolan North is too old to play Nathan Drake now, but to me, if they ever, when they eventually come around to making a movie with an older Nathan Drake, because if this does well, they're going to keep doing it.
I would still put a big if on this even happening.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The history of this project is.
But I haven't seen him as Spider-Man in Avengers. Was it Avengers?
He was
Civil
in
War.
Civil
Civil War?
Captain
America.
America.
But I have seen the trailers for Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think they look entertaining. I don't know if I can say they look good. They got me excited to see a Spider-Man movie, but I don't know if they got me excited to see a Spider-Man movie because I think it looks good or because I think it looks cool.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
I agree with everything you just said, pretty much. Because, doing a backstory like this on Nathan Drake as a kid, you know, is perfect because we know about his past, but we don't know everything about his past. So they have kind of almost free range to do whatever they want.
Right.
In the sense of they can still stick with what we do know about it from the video game.
Right, and realistically, they only have to hit a couple of beats.
Exactly.
And,
so
it won't disappoint anybody.
Exactly. This totally makes me excited as well, too, because I think he's a great actor. I think he did very well in Civil War. I think could easily play it just with the comedic stuff that he had coming out of him being Peter Parker Spider-Man.
You don't think... I mean, I know they're going for young... I think the only problem I have is, like, he looks...
The thing is, yes...
Very slight. Like a slight human, if you know what I mean. Like, he looks very skinny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure... They'd get him on the Marvel
diet.
But things, do they want him on the Marvel? Because Peter Parker's not exactly
Peter Parker
jacked.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess, like...
The thing is with this, he's going to be... If this, let's say, takes off or whatever, he's going to be a part of 2 giant properties, depending on how many more Spider-Man movies we get out of him. As well as... I think if we're almost...
Go ahead.
I think that if this... movie does come out and he's perfect as Drake, everyone loves him, and they're like, let's go ahead and make more movies, they're going to probably stick with him until how much movies they can get out of him. So I don't think we'll get an adult Drake.
Here's a cool thing. They're telling this specific story. There's 2 reasons. Well, all the reasons we mentioned why it's good. Here's the business reason why it's good.
Okay.
If this movie does great and they make another one, they can make 2 or 3 of these with, quote, young Drake. And then... 8 years from now...
Let him do a Spider-Man Marvel stuff.
8 years from now, Tom Holland is 8 years older, and then you can tell older Drake stories still using the same actor. So you don't have that problem where I feel like the Marvel movies are having right now, where a lot of the people, because it's been 12 years since Iron Man, or 10 years since Iron Man, that are aging out of those roles. So we're like, look at Wolverine. Like, and
by aging out,
I don't mean aging out. They just don't
it anymore.
Well, and I just don't think they fit necessarily anymore. So starting with this story where it's young Drake, you can build up and eventually get to adult Drake using the same actor.
Speaking of Wolverine, it's pretty interesting how Hugh Jackman became Hugh Jacked Man. You get it?
Because he's
Yeah. I get it.
Rick's had enough of my shit.
Well, I mean, every we only talked about it three times, I think, at this point. But every time we talk about the Baywatch movie, I always say Jack Efron instead of Jack Efron.
Jack Efron's pretty
and
good.
Both him and Bryce go.
He's been jacked for a while, though.
I know.
What about Dwayne the Rock Hard Johnson?
That's Rick's alter ego. Rock Hard Rick.
Big red rock hard dick Rick.
But yeah, I think this is a good move. I'm skeptical that this will ever happen. But then again, hey, I never thought an Assassin's Creed movie would happen, and it finally came out. I didn't end up seeing it, but I know it got a lot of bad reviews, but I want to see it still because I love that franchise.
Yeah. Going on to staying on the Spider-Man train.
Yeah.
They just released a poster.
Okay.
The official poster.
Have you seen this?
No.
Have you seen it?
Okay, should I pull it up? Or yeah, you should pull it because you got to see it on the big screen. So they released a new poster, and people have been reacting to it.
Okay.
Because so the trailers, people have been like sort of positive. This specific poster, though, you'll see it. It's a real poster.
It's real? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're making me think it's not real.
No, it is real. That's like the bad part. That's a small version.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ready?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Click on it from there. Yeah.
And then
that's good. So yeah, it looks like a high school kid who just learned Photoshop just threw a button. It's so busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so much on that poster.
I mean, it kind of goes along with what I always say about Marvel movies, is they're just Michael Bay movies in disguise.
There's also, I sent Rick...
Wow, that is a fucking busy poster.
Yeah, so I sent Rick, I saw this somewhere, a much better version. Someone also made this. The Iron Man Homecoming one.
Oh, that's good stuff.
But it's crazy because it's like it's pretty poorly designed, but then on top it's just so busy, and like the colors are weird, and like they didn't even like. They're Marvel. They have the money. Well, it's Marvel, Sony. Like they have the money to make that look a lot better.
Do you think they're doing it on purpose? Do you think they're trying to show that they're going from a more whimsical take on Spider-Man?
I don't know if they're doing it for whimsy. I think they're doing it just to show that all this shit's going to be in it. So
the trailers have been more whimsical than anything, except for that extended European one we ended up watching, Rick, that had a lot of.
Well, I don't know if you heard. I don't watch trailers.
So here's how I am with trailers usually, Ryan. Only until recently have I started watching trailers again. Mm-hmm. But for the longest time, I would watch the initial first trailer, and if I knew I wanted to see the movie, I wouldn't watch anymore.
Yeah. Well, trailers are lies. Do I need to tell the story of the Backseats distributor trailer? Have I talked about this on the show?
No.
So we had a version of the trailer we cut on our own. Then when our distributor bought the rights, they cut their own trailer that was similar to it. However, they changed a few things and made it kind of cornier. But you've seen the movie. There's like the only nudity in it's dude nudity.
I haven't seen the final cut.
Yeah, but
I've seen it.
You've essentially seen the movie.
Yeah.
So they took there's 2 seconds of the movie where our actress is in her underwear and running, literally 2 seconds, and they made that right at the beginning of the trailer. They put that in there out of nowhere. Her
for no reason
down the beach. Yeah, and it's because trailers are lies and they're there to just get people to buy products. Right. So,
and we have talked about it before, and I think you've talked about it being on here with us. Is the movie companies themselves do not make these trailers. Nope. They outsource trailer houses and tell them, here's an outline of what we kind of want. Do your thing. Yeah,
and that's it. And all you're doing with trailers is setting up expectations. It's marketing, and it's lies. But I'll say this, I am in a position where I see too many movies, so a trailer is not going to make a difference. But I get it though. If you're, you have kids or something, you got to decide what you're going to go out and see. Yeah, I get it.
That Spider-Man poster is ridiculous.
But that's Spider-Man.
That's ridiculous. I think my 11-year-old daughter could do a better job.
Yeah.
That's literally my poster from when I first started graphic design school.
Yeah.
I did the Ninja Turtles.
I want to put everything in there. I want to show everybody what's going on.
I did the Ninja Turtles animated movie poster. Mm-hmm. And our teacher just gave us the assets and we just kind of put it together, and mine was just cluttered, and that was one of the first things he told me, there's way too much going on in this poster.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of the TV show growing up. I used to watch it in syndication, obviously, because I'm not that old.
What were some of your first boners, courtesy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be upset if they were. That's a long time ago.
Because Charlie is good looking.
Right. That voice, man. Mm-hmm. So I had no idea that there was a reboot of Charlie's Angels in the works at all. And then I saw this story yesterday because I was like, man, we only have 2 things on our notes. Let me look up and see if there's anything else, to talk about. And I was like, holy shit, Elizabeth Banks is directing a Charlie's Angels reboot? That's fucking rad. I like Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, she's directing it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was going to be in it.
No, directing. So here's the thing, though, and I'm going to say it because I say it all the time. It probably doesn't. Well, they don't really have a script yet or actors yet, but they're already saying it's coming out in 2019, summer 2019, which is hilarious.
June 7th, 2019.
So I don't know how I feel about this because it is, quote, a reboot of something. I wasn't a huge fan of the reboots in the early 2000s. I thought they were fine. They were super cheesy though. They were doing that thing that I always complain about. It's let's make this thing that came out in the 70s a fucking comedy. But no, that it wasn't it's comedic now. It was not a comedy then. I complained about that with Starsky and Hutch. Starsky and Hutch had some comedic elements to it, but that was not a sitcom. It was a cop show. 21 Jump Street was not a fucking comedy. It was a very dramatic television show. But they take all these things from, 70s and 80s and that were serious things at the time. But if you look at them through the lens people look at them now, it's oh my God, that is so dumb. It's funny. And that's the train they get on. Rather than trying to modernize those stories, they just go for a comedic take on it. And I really felt like the reboots of Charlie's Angels in the early 2000s did that. They were well, let's play up to the hotness of the girls, and let's play up to the funny that people are going to find. If you went back down and watched Charlie's Angels, you're going to laugh because it's outrageous and funny because it's 25 years ago, 30 years ago. But I have a lot of faith in Elizabeth Banks that she'll do it right.
She's the best.
She's amazing.
She's got to be one of the more well-liked people in Hollywood, too.
Going back,
for someone of her
I'd
stature.
say so.
Yeah.
Going back to our previous story, talking about an Uncharted movie, I've always said that if they were going to cast Elena Fisher, it needs to be Elizabeth Banks.
I know you wouldn't want to cross streams, but I still think the voice actress.
Yes, I agree.
Just as well.
Emily Rose, yeah, I totally agree. But they're not going to do that. Yeah, she was on Eureka she was on Eureka for a long time.
And then she also had this other sci-fi or FX show, sci-fi show.
But yeah, I got kind of excited about this just because I really do genuinely like almost everything Elizabeth Banks has been a part of, whether it's been acting, producing, or whatever. So I got kind of excited, but then at the same time, because of my hatred for reboots and rehashes, I don't know how I necessarily want to feel if I want to be that optimistic. You know?
Yeah. I look forward to it. Just because of her name.
Did you ever watch Charlie's Angels as a kid in syndication?
I watched a few episodes, yeah.
Did you watch the reboots in the 2000s, the movies?
I did not.
No?
I think I tried watching one of them, and I just didn't watch
What
it.
about you, Ryan?
I've never given a shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now with this one, it's the kind of thing, if I heard it was good because of Elizabeth Banks as well, like those.
Yeah.
If it happens, if I hear good word of mouth, I'll see it because of Elizabeth Banks.
Of course.
However, if it's mixed not even necessarily negative, like if it's mixed, I'll be like, eh.
Okay. Fair enough.
Although, I guess I could talk for a second about a movie I saw yesterday because yesterday I had to get my windows tinted for my car, and on the phone they're like, hey, yeah, it'll take like an hour and a half. I got there 20 minutes early. Then they said it would be done in 2 to 2.5 hours, and I was stranded. So they said there was a movie theater nearby. I ended up going to a movie theater. It was over a mile away that I walked to, and I saw Snatched, the Amy Schumer
Did you? Saw
that?
movie. Yeah.
Okay.
And I saw it for a couple of reasons. One, because the timing really worked, and then I realized Jonathan Levine directed it, who directed 50-50 and The Whackness, which I love.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. And I saw it, and in like 20 or so minutes into the movie, I'm like, holy shit, this is really solid. Like, it wasn't great, but I was like, wow. And then once the plot kicked in, it lost me a bit. And like, overall, though, it was better. I liked it more than a movie that we're probably talking about in a second. And if you told me that like a month ago, I would have been like, no way, Jose. I liked it a lot more than this other movie.
Unironically and unapologetically a fan of Amy Schumer.
Yeah,
I like her a lot.
I think it's bullshit how much shit she takes too, and it's just because she's a blonde woman, and she's outspoken, and she's not like traditionally attractive.
I think she's hot as hell though.
Yeah. Like, oh well, then you didn't see Snatched?
No,
Can
I haven't
spoil
seen it.
something?
Sure.
You see her boob.
Ooh! Okay.
And I think it's actually hers.
I really do like. So there's a couple of. I haven't seen Trainwreck yet, but I really want to see that also.
She's solid. Yeah, it's strong.
But yeah, I like Amy Schumer.
Yeah,
I definitely want to see this movie. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of what her comedy stuff, her stand-up stuff, has deteriorated into.
Yeah.
Because I feel like before there was a little bit more tact that went into her period and pussy jokes. Yeah. But now it's just like, my vagina, am I right? Like,
yeah, I like the one.
And it happens.
The HBO special she did a couple years ago, I thought was pretty strong.
Yeah.
But
it's deteriorated since then.
If you like.
I really do want to see it.
It's directed by Jennifer Apatow. So
I think it's on either HBO or
it might be on
Stars.
It might even be on Netflix.
Ryan, I have to get your opinion because I don't know if you've seen this movie. Since we're talking about random things, have you seen the movie Get a Job?
I don't know what it is.
Miles Teller, Anna Kendrick. No,
is that the one that was like filmed a long time ago and came out many years later?
Yeah,
no.
Okay, never mind then.
Is it terrible?
It's bad.
Yeah, which is probably why
it's really bad.
Released.
You should see it though. Like, this is what me and Bryce, we told Rick last week.
I still haven't saw it.
We're like, it's bad, but you should watch it.
Rick still hasn't seen a lot of these movies that he got that are still in the shrink.
I have a stack of Blu-rays that I have borrowed from both Rick and Bryce that I have not watched yet.
That's why I don't lend them to anyone.
Brothers Bloom.
That
was like, what, 5 years ago?
At least 5 years ago? Okay, but yeah, Snatch. I would definitely want to see that.
I would say it's a good movie to like watch on a plane or like when you're bored. Because it's the kind of thing, it's like once the plot kicks in and they get snatched, it to me, that's like
It
where
falls
it
apart.
just became like more movie bullshit, but it was entertaining enough.
So here's what'll end up happening.
But
There's a really
worth a
sweet
watch.
dollar theater
Mhm.
close to where I live. So when it hits
Sounds
there,
perfect for
the
that.
wife and I will probably go hit that up. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's interested in seeing it also.
Yeah, like it was a good movie to see as opposed to standing outside doing nothing.
Of course.
And then
Anything's
yeah.
better than that.
So-
Although it wasn't as hot yesterday as it had been recently.
No,
so.
well that's the thing. It was like borderline chilly at one point, so I brought a sweatshirt with me, and I was like, "Fuck, why am I carrying this to this theater? I gotta walk my." And then I got to the theater, and it was freezing.
Yeah.
By the way, the theater I went to, what chain was it?
Which one?
That I went to yesterday?
Theater?
Yeah, I told you about it, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that." Something with a K. I think?
Krikorian?
Krikorian, right? The poor fucking guy who rips the ticket stubs. They made him wear like an ill-fitting tuxedo, and it's like, why?
Was
why
he
are they
wearing
still
the hat?
doing that? He didn't have the hat, but he
Okay.
had a tux and a jacket, and then the other employees just had like the shirts at
If
least.
you-
But they gave him this jacket. He's like a bigger guy, and it clearly didn't fit him.
If you go to some Krikorians, they're still wearing
No.
a fucking hat too, dude. It's
Mhm.
bad. But I will say there are generally really comfortable theaters.
Yeah, like it was the. And what I noticed here, every theater I've been to in LA / Southern California is all had good picture and presentation, good to great.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
We
the
need to get-
ArcLight for
we-
a second?
Yeah, sure.
ArcLight Hollywood. I've been there before, but I went for the first time by myself the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't find
Herman's
like
watching.
where the letters were telling you where the seats. I saw the seat numbers are
Uh-huh.
very clear, but it was really confusing to me to find my actual seat, and there were only like 3 people in the theater, so it didn't matter.
Your son
But
is watching.
It
Did you
stressed
hear?
me the fuck out. Yeah, I know
Okay.
Daniel Herman's
Okay,
there.
I'm sorry.
We're doing this from Pinewood Studios right now. I thank you guys so much for coming out to my trailer.
Yeah, man, no problem. It's very big, spacious.
Can we give out Herman's number on the
No,
on
no,
the show? Come
no,
on.
no.
Daniel Herman. I'm gonna
Get back
give
on
out-
track. Get back on track.
Daniel
Get back on
Herman,
track. So
Daniel
the
Herman.
theater
This
is
train wreck. About to be on track.
516
You could not
557
know.
5971.
You couldn't find your seat letter. You found the number.
Yeah, so anyway, long story short, I kind of guessed, and I had to use my phone to like figure it out, and
Yeah.
then I noticed there were people like right behind me in front, like the 3 other people in the theater. So anyway, long story short, is it like that normally at Argo? Is that just Hollywood, or is it the one I was in?
I've only
this
been
thing?
to that ArcLight once,
Mhm.
and that was to see
Tusk.
Tusk.
Mm.
Oh no, we
So
went
I
and
guess
saw.
that was an
We
empty
saw.
theater too.
We saw Genesis, Terminator Genesis there.
Oh, that's right. We did.
Also empty theater. No, but I don't know. So generally, I don't go to a lot of the theaters that's like assigned seating or whatever. You pick your seats.
I don't like assigned seating.
Well, yeah. I
it
mean,
gives me anxiety.
the theater I go to, there's one near my house that we go to that's $5 on Tuesdays and Thursdays that I've been going to since I was in elementary school. And then there's the dollar theater that we go to that's a few miles down the road, and you just buy a ticket and go sit down.
Yeah, which I prefer, because like, what if you get assigned seating and you're assigned next, which is what happened to us in the movie we're going to talk about next. Every movie I've seen with Rick since I got here, I ended up being assigned next to someone who was talking or using their phone the whole time. Not only talking, but talking in a language that's not English, so I feel like a piece of shit if I say anything, so I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have another free ticket for ArcLight, though.
I like the idea of pick your own seat.
Yeah.
I really like that idea. But to me, unless you're in a group of like 6 people,
Yeah.
it makes no sense to do it.
And then, like, the other thing, when they have nicer seats at a lot of these theaters, now when they do it assigned, like, you end up sitting a lot closer to the stranger. Like, it feels more intimate.
Yeah.
My other criticism with, like, recliners being in theaters is that people, I think, tend to treat it more like their home and are a little more disrespectful. Not necessarily in talking ways, but
I agree.
in, like, I'll admit, actually, I did take off my shoes at the Amy Schumer movie the other day, but no one was around me. However, when you're on, like, the recliners, if people do that, they'll, like... Anyway.
I have no beef with the seats that move a little bit for you.
Yeah.
So you can get a better angle or relax a
It's
little
my
bit.
beef's with the way
but-
that people behave.
Yeah,
It's-
it does.
I think it encourages.
I totally
Yeah.
agree. I totally
It's
agree.
The people around you, that really makes it.
Like I don't want to go see a movie at a theater where they bring food to you because I don't want to be interrupted while I'm watching the movie. I don't want to go to a theater with full on recliners because of the disrespect.
Easy to fall asleep to.
Yeah, but more of the disrespect aspect that you were talking about. And then you wonder, it's like, wow, do you fucking treat your house like this?
And then also with assigned seating, someone's in your seat and say the theater's not that full, so you want to be like, oh, whatever, I'll just sit over and not say. And then
Yeah.
and then you feel like a piece of shit.
And you got to go have. Yeah, it's dumb.
Ugh.
again, I really
I like
love
a
the
science
idea
series.
of a science
Yeah,
meeting.
because you're fucking
Weirdo.
big red. This guy likes doing a buffer seat.
Yeah,
Like, what a jerk.
he does. That's all right though. So when we go see movies with Rick, he sits down
Oh.
first, and then I purposely sit.
Yeah.
Right next to
I was
him.
gonna say something, but Herman's watching, so I don't wanna.
So what movie did you guys see?
Can
I
we?
thought we were.
Should we preface this at all?
The reason I brought it up is because you sort of brought it
Well,
up.
the movie I
but-
saw at ArcLight, I want to just give a quick commentary on was The Lovers, and it was pretty good, but it felt like a really great short film.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like it would have been amazing as a short film,
Right.
but as a feature, I didn't think it sustained itself. But it was fine. But the movie, are we talking about the movie we saw? Because like the movie we saw, I remember coming out of it from Rick and being like, "Shit, I need to not be around when you guys do the podcast this Saturday because of the movie." Are we
Well, we can
talking
talk
about? Or are you
about
talking
that
about the
later.
other thing?
You want,
Other
yeah,
thing?
we can bring it back up then.
Okay.
We'll come back around. All right,
Trailer.
trailers.
A trailer.
A trailer.
Okay, this is something I don't give a shit about, so I'll watch it.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not a movie. It's a Netflix series.
Yeah, and
So the trailer we got here is did I read that right?
Yeah.
Castlevania?
Yeah.
So Netflix apparently is doing a Castlevania. Is it a movie or a
Series.
series?
Watch
Okay,
just-
it's a series.
watch.
Let's just jump into the trailer. Interesting.
like Kevin Spacey.
I was gonna say.
No, for real, was it Kevin
I think it was.
It's from people that do House of Cards, so probably.
Oh, why they call it a house of cards because it'll tumble.
Right.
There is a darkness upon the land.
What's
A
ambulance?
savior is needed.
Who are you?
I got really excited when I watched this earlier.
The man who killed Dracula.
I thought it was gonna be live action.
I didn't know what to expect. I remember them talking about this a while back, but I didn't remember. Like, oh yeah, I remember them talking about that, but I didn't remember if it was going to be animated or live action or a series or a movie or what. But when I watched that trailer, I was like, holy crap, that looks dope. I'm a huge fan of the Castlevania franchise, going all the way back to the NES. I really like the whole nod to it being an 80s property at the beginning with the NES and the cartridge and all that stuff. So hopefully that's where they're pulling from. Not that I have anything against the more modern games. Like, I still say my favorite Castlevania game is Symphony of the Night, which was on PlayStation 1. Rick, did you ever play Symphony of the Night?
Shit, I forgot to go back
It was
here.
dope. Looking.
Yeah.
I have not, no.
It was the first kind of RPG. It's very, I mean, I guess you could call it an RPG. You have an inventory and all that stuff. It's more of an action RPG. But that was the first, quote, RPG that ever really caught my attention. Because I did not like turn-based combat. I did not like micromanagement when I was younger. But something about Castlevania Symphony of the Night really did it for me. And I love that game so much. So I remember being excited when they talked about this Castlevania thing with Netflix. But I completely put it out of my mind because I didn't think it would actually happen. But I got super fucking pumped when I watched that trailer, dude. And it's what, like 2 weeks? It's on the 7th? Is that what it said? June
It
7th?
said, yeah.
Man, that's a week.
Can you find out? So
Yeah, July 7th.
I have no interest in this, but that's just a personal thing.
Of course.
But can you find out if that was Kevin Spacey that they showed for a second?
Probably
Can
was.
you like? Is he involved in some way? Just because if it was, like, it has to be. But like that was just
Yeah.
weird.
Well, like I said, I think this is from some of the producers of
Yeah.
Cross of Cards that are involved. So it might have just been...
Speaking of House of Cards, that comes back soon, and with the showrunner left before this is the first
Yeah.
season without that dude.
I haven't watched any of that show, but I feel like I really should.
I think though it's weird because I wasn't that into it, even like the episodes that Fincher directed at the beginning, and then I started to kind of like it,
Mm-hmm.
Now the third season, like I was pretty bored with it, but then the last season I loved. Like I thought it was amazing. So I'm curious.
So what about this? Like you said, it's not something in your wheelhouse. So I want to learn.
Yeah.
I want to learn more about Ryan O'Leary. What about it is not the wheelhouse? Is it the animation?
It's the animation, the video games, the cat, the vampire. I guess I just don't.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's nothing about it that's of interest to me.
Okay.
So like,
Hey, man,
it's not even one of the, sometimes I see something and I'm like that Spider-Man poster and you're like, that's shit. With that, it's just like...
I mean, it looks fine for what it is. It's just not for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough, dude.
However, something we're talking about later, I'm very afraid to talk about the movie that we saw.
But yeah, I got super pumped.
Okay.
I got super pumped, Rick, and I figured you might as well. Because I thought that maybe... Because you had a PlayStation.
I played Castlevania.
And I thought maybe you had played Symphony of the Night or anything, but you hadn't played Symphony of the Night.
But I haven't played that one. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Okay.
Definitely. I didn't think it was going to be animated, but...
Yeah, I didn't remember what it was.
The animation looks awesome.
It did kind of come out. I remember them, and I too remember them announcing it. I'm surprised it's coming out so soon.
So I think the reason why it surprised me that it's even coming out is because I think it was at the same time where they were kind of dropping hints at maybe doing a Legend of Zelda thing.
Well, that's right.
Which is not happening. So when the Zelda stuff came out, I was like, oh, that's not actually happening. It was just an idea that was been floated around. They're not putting anything into it. It's not happening. So I just kind of assumed that maybe the Castlevania stuff would end up on the same floor that the Zelda stuff did. But I'm super glad it's coming out, and like there's so many Netflix things I'm excited for. Again, a couple I haven't seen. I haven't watched Sandy Wexler yet, but I really wanted to see that because it looked interesting. And hearing Adam Sandler talk about it and how it's an amalgamation of like 2 or 3 different managers that he had come across in his life. While
you're thinking of speaking of Adam Sandler, he's been getting some crazy good buzz for his performance in the new Noah Baumbach movie. Okay. So I'm excited about that.
Is it called Bright? The one Will Smith?
Yes.
Yeah.
That and what's his name? Max Landis. I want to see that. I'm super pumped for the Glow series.
I think Glow's gonna. My friend works in closed captioning, and she did something with the closed caption. So she saw that like a month ago, and she said it's amazing.
Yeah. So we talked about it last week because they put the trailer for it up, and I was a huge fan of Glow as a kid. I used to watch anything wrestling, and even to this day, I still watch anything wrestling. But yeah, I'm really excited about Glow.
Do you like Orange is the New Black?
I haven't watched
it. Okay.
I have not watched
Orange is the New Black's so good.
I have not watched any Netflix original programming, TV show or movie or otherwise. So
goofing.
Yeah, I know. I'm really messing up.
Not that all of them are good, but they've had some good stuff.
They're all worth giving a shot, though.
You know those boners we were talking about before? I think he just got one of the...
the ghost boner?
The ghost boner.
No reason to be there, but it's gone just as quick as it got there.
Man, you stained this with your jizz. Gross, Rick.
So yeah, I'm excited for Castlevania. And this year seems like it's going to be the year where I go in hard on Netflix. On Netflix original programming.
Yeah, you should, and it's something to do.
The only streaming service original programming I've watched is the Grand Tour, the Top Gear guys show on Amazon.
Yeah, I never got around to that. I want to see that.
Can I deliver a message to Netflix while we're talking about it?
Sure.
Yo, Netflix. So your relationship with NBC Universal, I'm sure, is very important. And I was so happy when I saw that you had offline playback as an option. But tell NBC Universal to use a better fucking codec, because when I watch 30 Rock or The Office offline, it looks like it's on VHS tape. I noticed Netflix shows don't look like that, so just share the fucking codec or tell them what to do. All right, Mr. Netflix. Thank you, Reed Hastings. Seacrest out.
All right.
Is that his name?
Yeah. There's their Instagram video.
Important.
So you're excited about the Castlevania thing?
Yeah, I want to look.
So if I tell you it's good, will you give it a shot?
Probably not.
No. Okay.
There's too much.
I
watch so much. Like I'm currently things that are like Well, I guess some of the seasons just end, but like this month alone had that great show on Amazon, the British show with Rob Delaney and Sharon Hogan, Catastrophe. Fargo's on right now, Better Call Saul, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Last Man on Earth, watching 30 Rock for the first time. Like I'm juggling like 8 different things right now. And there's stuff that I'm dying to see that
It's weird how I've changed as I got older. When I was younger, I used to love watching TV. I'd watch everything on TV, everything I could. And now I have time for it, but I always lie and say, like, I just don't have the time for it, which is complete bullshit. I do. So I think there's just shit I'd rather be doing than watching TV stuff.
For me, it's how I start and end my day. Like, if I don't have work, like, I'll watch 1, 2, or 3 episodes of something as I like wake up, and then going to bed I do the same thing. And
the last time I binged on something was I had never seen any episodes of Sons of Anarchy until like the 5th season had just ended, and they put the first 5 seasons up on Netflix. So I literally watched the first 5 seasons of Sons of Anarchy in like a week and a half because I was. Yeah, but it wasn't like all day stuff. It's like, well, I'm gonna go to bed, and I get my Kindle and I start watching it, and then I would stay fucking wide awake and look up and go, oh god damn, I gotta get these kids up and get them ready for school now. Shit, so I've been up for 8 hours watching Sons of Anarchy.
Just wait till you find out, because Sons of Anarchy is not bad, but there's a lot of better shows that will probably have that effect.
I feel like that's very subjective.
Yeah, but if you watch The Shield, which like a lot of the people involved with Sons of Anarchy,
I've tried watching The Shield and it didn't suck me in. Then I'm gonna try again.
The Shield. What's good about The Shield is they're like fuckheads for the first half of the series, and the second half is them paying for it.
Okay,
and it's really strong.
Oh, it's very similar to Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But yeah, like, I've tried getting into shows, like, and I'm not saying that they're not good or they're not for me. I just don't feel like investing the time. Like with Breaking Bad, I never watched an episode of that until like it was completely over, and I watched the pilot, the first episode. I don't know. I hate when
judge a show by the pilot.
So first off, I have a bone to pick with that. I hate when everybody just assumes that the first episode is the pilot, because that's not necessarily true.
Not necessarily true.
Now it's more the case. Now it's more the case, but it's not necessarily true. But so when I watched the first episode of Breaking Bad, I was like, this was an amazing 90 minutes or whatever it was. This was fucking awesome. But it didn't make me want to see more because of the way it ends and how it's not necessarily abrupt, but the ending of that first episode, I kind of felt fulfilled.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
But Breaking Bad pays off.
I have no doubt that it does.
Yeah.
And I need to actually get back to watching it.
And Better Call Saul, the spinoff, is incredible as well.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get into it.
What, Better Call Saul? Better Call Saul, I like the first season. The current season is shit. But the current season, I would say, is Breaking Bad quality good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would say so.
There's even other stuff out there that I love the properties. I watched a little bit of that stuff and enjoyed what I saw, but it never compelled me to stay on it. You know. I know. Like. And like I said, like I was going to say, there's even stuff out there that are based on properties that I genuinely love. Like, I have not watched one episode of Preacher. And I've
seen the whole first season.
So, I've read the first trade paperback, which is the first 12 issues, I think.
Pretty big, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I love the way that book opens. That first scene, if you will, in the trade is so amazing. And, like, I saw the recent trailer for the next season. Is it Our House? That's in the trailer. Anyway, there's a trailer. Oh no, it's Come On Eileen by Dexys Midnight Runners. It's in the trailer, and at the beginning, like, they sing it, and it's like, oh, this is a terrible song. And then they cut a lot of imagery from the second season to that song, and then at the end, they're like, that's a pretty good song though, right? Like, so it has all the sensibilities I want it to have. And I really want to watch that first season because I really love that first trade, and I want to see if it kind of follows that arc. But I just don't like to sit down and start committing time to stuff nowadays, because unless I do it with what I do with Sons of Anarchy and watch it while I'm supposed to be sleeping. Because when it's during the daytime, like, I have 2 kids, school's about to be out, which is even worse for me because school's about to be out. So they're home 24/7 now instead of just, 16 hours out of the day. And like, I don't know. It's not that I don't have time. I never feel like I'm gonna have time.
You're not a TV guy. He's not too much of a TV guy.
Yeah. There's stuff out there I want to really
By the way,
watch, though.
Come On Eileen reminded me of something amazing. It's a little off track, but it's appropriate because I thought it was really funny. So last week for my day job, which I don't... whatever. I have a day job that sounds cool, but I worked at an MMA fight I had to go to because... something with one of the fight. Anyway, long story short, I had ringside tickets for this MMA fight in Burbank, and there's probably like I don't know if it was a heavyweight fight, but it was like the biggest dudes fighting. It was like that time. And this one guy comes out and because all these other guys, like their entrance music's like
shitty butt rock.
Yeah, it's like music to get you pumped.
Yeah.
This guy came out to not Come On Eileen, but he came out to Walking on Sunshine. And he's this big dude, and he's like trotting around, smiling and dancing. And he beat the shit out of the other guy, and he won like a title. And then they played it on his way, and he started dancing again, like even after he got beat up. It was so cool.
There's this other MMA fighter named Bob Sapp, who's also been in movies, and he briefly flirted with professional wrestling, but did a lot of it in Japan, wrestling in Japan. And he's 6'4", 290 pounds, gigantic black dude, and he would come out to like super fucking awesome like funk. With a whole group of people and would dance down to the ring and get into the ring, and then the last drum beat would hit, boom, and he would take all the shit off and he'd just be like, death stare. So I can see why that works.
But it was weird because it was like a wrestler kind of thing, except for MMA. And I'm someone who like would never watch MMA or anything like that on TV, but being like ringside, it was like a really fun night.
Yeah.
Like the ladies' fights were the best though because they were so much smaller and more agile. Like there were these girls like that were each like 100 or so pounds. And like that was like the best fight of the night by far. But
so yeah, there's like just a lot of TV stuff I want to watch, and I'm actually gonna have to start now.
You have to.
I keep hearing it's the best time to be watching TV. And I'm like,
well, there's the last few years. There's been so much good, and a lot of film people are moving to TV, and that's like a big part of why I moved out here.
I joke with Rick a lot, and I know you'll appreciate this. I said I will start watching TV again when Y finally happens.
It looks like it might.
So we've talked about that and talked about all the stuff and all that, but we're not going to get excited for a Y the Last Man property again until it actually happens. When it actually happens, then I'll get excited about it.
And then every year we come back and
we have to recast because everybody's aged out.
Yeah, I think it's happening. I think it's a better chance of happening now than ever, and also like with Runaways coming out, like Brian K. Vaughan has TV experience now, so like I think.
I'm excited for Runaways.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Shall we move forward, boys?
I want to know Rick's announcement. I can make an announcement. Can I make an announcement too?
He was super
it's something
excited.
That hasn't been announced anywhere. Okay. Yet, that I'm not gonna
exclusive.
Don't post about this. It's only for whoever's listening or watching the stream. No one's gonna give a shit. I'm in a band and we're going on a little weekender tour at the beginning of July. The Bigly Benefit weekend, New York, Philly, and Jersey. See ya. Second weekend of July.
Nice.
What?
Great shows.
Nice.
Great shows. And then we're also playing another thing on July 1st. But that's all stuff I haven't announced anywhere because not everything's confirmed yet. But
how much do you guys have actually like recorded? Do you have any
2 EPs and an album? You haven't heard the
I
album?
haven't heard the album. No.
We had a celebrity on the cover of our album and sing on it.
Awesome.
Teen Beach star Grace Phipps is on the cover. She sang on a song with me, and she's the bomb. And it's Rick's favorite album ever.
Yeah,
all time.
It's like
I know Rick uses.
You actually,
I've heard it. Rick uses one of the songs at the end of his vlogs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which one? I think you asked me to use it too.
Yeah, I did. I forgot which one.
It's the Fuck You one?
No.
Is it the
2,000 Miles?
Okay, that's weird. He used that one. He used their one country song. But yeah, you'd probably be into some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should check it
I'm
out.
sure
It's free. It's on
Okay.
Spotify. It's on Bandcamp.
You want
all
Amazon
free.
Music?
Links down
Amazon?
below.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I know the album definitely is, and maybe one. I think one of the EPs isn't on Amazon.
Okay.
But
That's cool.
But it's all free.
Yeah, I got Amazon Unlimited, so I'll check that
I think
out.
it would be your jam.
Okay.
Are people chatting about it?
Yeah, just Herman watching.
Okay. Okay. What was next, sir?
Next is a review of Alien
Covenant.
Yes.
You guys saw that?
We saw it.
It's terrible. How terrible is it?
It's
It's fucking terrible, isn't
I'm
it?
gonna go first.
I'll let Rick go first.
Okay. So I've only little backstory. Like I've only seen the first two.
Same here.
I didn't see Prometheus.
Oh yeah, no, I saw Prometheus.
I saw Prometheus. I didn't see any of the in betweens of that.
So you didn't see.
So-
yeah.
You didn't see Alien Erection.
No.
You didn't see Alien 3. Did you see the Fincher cut? You didn't see Alien vs.
I
Predator.
did not see that.
I like the
Aliens
first.
and Child Predators.
The first Alien vs. Predator I actually really enjoyed. Go ahead.
I didn't
Sorry.
see it. So yeah. Didn't really know. I mean, I kind of knew what I was getting into, but at the same time,
Ridley
still kinda
Scott
fresh.
coming
Ridley
back.
Scott, yes.
Danny McBride was for both
Danny
of us. We talked
McBride
about that
was
being
what-
like a selling
a
point.
selling point for
Yes.
us.
I think, and honestly, I wonder.
He did good.
Yeah, he was good, and I almost wonder, would we have seen it together? Because I think a big part of why we saw it on Sunday is just that it was really fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we were just
air
wanted to
conditioned.
go, yeah.
So, yeah. Overall, I didn't enjoy it. I thought it wasn't good.
That's gonna bum my wife out.
But I want to talk about the good things that I kind of liked about it. And I kind of psyched Ryan out a little bit while we were talking about it, because that's what I do after we watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I first of all, yeah, I didn't like it, but there were some good things to it. I liked some of the action scenes. Visually, I thought it looked all right. It looked pretty good. The beginning, I really enjoyed the beginning of the movie. That beginning where, like literally the beginning of the movie, like the first 5 minutes of it. I enjoyed that.
The only time I kind of enjoyed the movie, oddly enough, wasn't the very end, but I would say the 10 minutes before the last 5 minutes, I was like, okay, like, this isn't terrible, at least.
Right.
And then can we say the one line out of context? I don't think that's too big
Should
of
we
a
say
spoiler.
spoilers?
It's not a real spoiler. I think, though, just the
You don't
line
care
by
about
it.
spoilers.
We can just say the line, though. This
Let's
line
say-
doesn't
Okay,
spoil
this
anything.
line-
A character seriously says this in the movie, and it's supposed to be kind of menacing. The character says...
You want me to say?
Obviously.
They say it's like a serious...
It's good night.
Don't
Don't
let the bed bugs bite. In an alien movie. And it's a main person saying it.
I don't even.
It's supposed to be
come off
threatening
as
and
threatening,
scary.
and
It's in
it
like the
just-
last few minutes. It's one of the last
felt-
lines of dialogue in the movie.
Jesus.
But
Okay.
I thought it was a train wreck.
Okay, but what I will say is I feel like you can take any line from any movie out of context and it sounds
but
stupid.
no,
but
But it's how you project it and
so,
how you actually make it
the
work.
tone
and it just
of it
did not.
is so like it's Ridley Scott being like, all right, this is going to be the fuck you line that lets them know that it's not over yet. And it's just,
It just, yeah, I mean, there's the action, there's that one action scene where she's on top of the thing and like it's, I thought
some of the effects were fairly weak to me. Like, not all of them, but like a lot of the alien stuff was... And it was definitely more of a sequel to Prometheus. I thought Prometheus was okay. I didn't hate it the way a lot of people did.
my wife liked Prometheus up until the end because they bitched out on what they were originally going to do. And like her whole beef, because she loves the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
Like good ones, bad ones, whatever. Alien vs. Predator 1 and 2. She genuinely enjoys those movies. Those are right up her alley. And like her big beef with Prometheus was like, if they never would have said anything about it being a like prequel-ish to Alien, then it would have been fine. If they would have went all in on that, it would have been fine. And if it wouldn't have gone anywhere near it, it would have been fine. But the fact that they straddled a line made it terrible.
My thing with Prometheus, I think Prometheus, it wasn't as bad as this movie in other ways, but what Prometheus fell back on is it was shot so well with great editing. The score was amazing.
Yeah.
The cinematography, like everything technically was really strong in that movie. Whereas this, at best, some of the cinematography was like okay, and then there were things that were just terrible. I felt for such an amazing cast though, they had none of their characters had anything to work with. Like none of them.
The only great character, in my opinion, was the Dan McBride.
I didn't even think it was that good of a character. I just thought he was good.
I thought he was good, and I thought he was solid.
God, I feel that way about
the
some
rest of
movies.
the characters in it, though.
There's
like
nothing. There's too many. They do nothing.
They're just so stale.
Yeah.
I would say they were stale and just like kind of one-sided, and making the dumb decisions throughout the movie.
I could live with the dumb decisions if it led to interesting shit happening. But it was just dull and fucking boring and felt long and it was like I would say it was one. I don't know if it was my least favorite movie I've seen so far this year, but it might be. And like
there were things in this movie that just felt too telegraphed in the way that like what was going to happen each and every step of the way.
Right.
And you kind of hope that they go this way instead of that way, and they just end up going the way where everyone expects.
Yeah. And like I don't know, I go in and I see a Ridley Scott movie. I think, all right, he's a great director, even if it kind of sucks. There'll be something like to technically latch onto, or like say like the Guardians 2, which none of us loved, but the colors in it were awesome. Like there's so many things that you could talk about in the movie that were good to great. Whereas this had like really, to me, it had nothing going for it. And then it was like one part near the end where it wouldn't have redeemed the movie, but I was like, oh, this part isn't terrible. And then the good night, don't let the bed bugs bite happens, and it gets just terrible, bad dialogue, and it's just... and now Ridley's supposedly made... And the weird thing about Ridley Scott is, though, for as many great movies that he's made a lot of bad shit, too. So it's not that... It's just... it did nothing for me, and Ridley Scott, like, you know, he directed my second favorite movie of 2015, which was The Martian. So, like, it's an amazing movie in a number of ways, and then just to see him...
That movie was amazing, but how much... So, I'm not surprised that it was amazing, especially for how much they directly pulled from the book.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made that movie so amazing. If you would have let... My whole thing is if you would have let Ridley Scott do his own thing with The Martian, it wouldn't have been as
well, that's what I wonder, too. Like, I almost feel like with The Martian, at least story-wise, Ridley didn't fuck with it.
The thing they changed at the end, I really hated.
Yeah. But so, like, anyway, like, but Ridley's has, like, this history. He has made movies that aren't, but he made Thelma and Louise, Alien, and even that movie that people... was an American Gangster, like that I thought was solid. People don't really talk about it much.
I wanted to see it,
but yeah, but I would say like I just thought it was a pretty bad movie. Yeah. And like it's rare for me to like text people I know and say, like, especially when it's not good. Like I'll text them when it's something I love. But like I texted a couple people just it's like just not good. And I wasn't looking for... I don't... Especially in public like this, I don't like shitting all over some movie. Especially because, like, I like a lot of people involved. I like a lot of Ridley Scott's work. But I got nothing out of it other than wishing I was in Rick's hot house or at the pizza place we went to before, just creating our own pizza.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what your wife thinks.
She's gonna enjoy it. I know she'll enjoy it just because, like I said, there's
not a lot of alien stuff in it though.
Yeah, there's really.
That's funny.
Does it come until the last half of the second?
You get alien. Look at you right there.
Yeah, I do have that right there from Loot Crate.
All right, sponsor you yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. Loot Crate.
Not yet. So last thing to talk about
before Rick's earth-shattering announcement.
Is another trailer, but it's for a video game.
Oh, so we're jumping into video games.
Yeah, that's all that's left, I think.
Plus my announcement.
What is it for?
And then your announcement, yeah.
Video
for the next
games.
Far Cry video game.
Is it better for the show if I sit here and don't engage, or if I sit there and don't engage?
It's fine. I think you should sit here, and because I want your take on the trailer.
Non-video gamer.
All right, here we go. This is the trailer for
Far Cry 5.
Well, I'll tell you this: it's a Far Cry from Far Cry 4.
That's what I'm actually hoping. I really loved Far Cry 4, but...
We must atone!
Something is coming. You can feel it, can't you? You can feel that we are creeping towards the edge. I know that you are out there. And I know that you are in pain. But my children, I'm here to tell you that suffering is a choice, and you can choose a better path. We want you. We accept you. And we will take you, willingly or not. And some of you may fight, but in the end, you will thank us. I am your father, and you are my children.
I shall lead you to the gate. For you are my children, and I am your father.
PlayStation, the best place to play.
All right. So the vibe I got off. So this has been kind of the worst kept secret in games recently as to where it's taking place, the idea of where it's taking place. So this is the first Far Cry video game. So Far Cry is an open world action adventure kind of game.
Yeah, I know what that means.
Okay. With a lot of crafting elements. So you need a bigger ammo pouch, you got to skin some animals and build a bigger ammo pouch. So for Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, a game that came out after called Far Cry Instincts that went back to just Far Cry Primal, sorry, where it was literally bow and spear and you were hunting and shit like that. So for those 3 games, they've done a very specific formula. Here's a bad guy, you're the fish out of water good guy trying to stop the bad guys, and you got to do all this hunting and crafting. And myself and a lot of other people who have played those games and enjoyed those games, because I really liked 3, I really, really liked 4. I bounced off of Primal pretty quickly, though, because it was more of the same. And I was like, look, I don't think they can do another Far Cry game that's open world, there's a bad guy, and you're the out-of-town good guy, and you've got to save the indigenous people, because they've never taken place in America before. They've always taken place on an island or in the mountains somewhere. But this one takes place in Montana, a fictional
Montana.
Fictional Hope County in Montana. But the first vibe I got off of this trailer, I was like, holy shit, it's like Red State, the video game. And I kind of got excited. I kind of got really fucking excited because the Far Cry games play very well mechanically. And I feel like the 4th one had a really cool story. But this one, I guess given the current climate, politically and socially,
A little more depressing.
it's a little more depressing, but at the same time, I just hope that it's not the same fucking formula. Like, hey, go skin those cows so you can make a bigger wallet to hold more money so you can buy more guns. I hope it's a little less crafty and a little more story-driven. But I kind of got really excited just because I kind of like the topic that they're trying to cover, and I hope that they cover that topic in a less summer blockbustery video game format and more in like we're actually trying to say something kind of way.
Yeah.
What did you think of like the cinematic quality of the trailer as far as like the story it's telling? Seems interesting?
Sure.
Okay. Rick, how did you feel about that?
I don't like video games where you have to do stuff that feels like work.
I got you.
Fuck that. I don't like doing that in real life.
It looked alright. It looked good. Good as far as I can see what you mean by Red State game.
Tell you about a Red State.
I know all about the red. I wouldn't get it myself just because like I've never really played any of the Far Cry. I've seen gameplay of it.
I think 4 is really good, and I think people really
I've always
play
heard
that
people
game.
love the 4th one. I think Primal didn't really get that much of love as
I think that game had a lot against it. It came out 11 months after 4, so it was something they very quickly turned around. And then when you look at the map, it's basically the same. They did not change the map at all, other than take the buildings and everything out of it, and it's just jungle. And it's pretty lame. But yeah, I don't know.
What company is this, Far Cry?
Ubisoft does it.
Oh, that's right, Ubisoft.
Crytek is the company that makes it. I think Crytek's the
Ubisoft, a bunch of 65-year-old plus gentlemen who can't get prescriptions for.
Yep, they don't have Rick's problem, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just got really excited about it. Like I was somebody that was very like, I just don't think they can get away with doing the same thing again. But then here I am seeing this cinematic trailer, and I got really excited about the idea of taking over outposts again and crafting a bigger ammo pouch and all that shit.
And it's all online play.
There's co-op play in it, yes.
Co-op play,
yeah.
Okay.
Which was in the last game as well. I actually played some of that with Josh. And
Josh, the Ubisoft Johnson, not Dwayne the Rock Hard Johnson.
Right. But yeah, the 4th game, I got the platinum in that game. I did everything there was to do in Far Cry 4. I really enjoyed that game a lot. So I'm kind of looking forward to this now that it's finally out there and this is what's happening. And it's February of next year is when it's coming out. So I'll probably, I don't know if I'll get it day one. I'll wait for reviews because I'm that guy when it comes to video games.
You think it would be better experience if I use cheatcc.com?
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to watch that trailer specifically because I got the Red State vibe from it, and I know that's something you and I both really, really enjoyed as a movie.
I was at the Radio City Music Hall.
Oh shit!
Red State, and I remember I was looking on Twitter to see if I really couldn't afford it, and some guy was like, "I have an extra ticket, and no one wants to buy it. I'll just if anyone wants to go." And then I did, and then the weird thing was Radio City Music Hall is huge. I ended up sitting like a row behind 3 people that I went to college with that I knew. It was very bizarre.
That's weird.
But it's a weird way to see that movie because like the screen was big, but like for a giant hall, it felt so tiny. And like it was such a big space to hear that many people, like 10,000 people or whatever, reacting to a movie. It was just very weird.
We saw it the opposite way. We went and saw it at Quentin Tarantino's theater in New Beverly in LA.
You guys did. I didn't.
You didn't go.
I thought in Colorado.
That's right. That's right. Rick wasn't there.
He's busy at getting high before it was legal.
But yeah, that's was one of my favorite movies that year. It came out, and
I want to see it again.
I actually have been thinking about watching it again to see if it holds up.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since that.
And I think given the political and social climate, might be the perfect time to watch Red State again.
And to honor the memory
of Michael
the
Clarke.
greatest actor.
Did you guys, you might have talked about it on the show, did either of you watch Yoga Hosers?
Yeah, we did.
I didn't.
You like it?
No,
the way you reacted almost makes me think.
Oh no, I didn't like
okay.
it.
The way you reacted, I'm like, wait, did someone actually like it? I watched that at work, and
me and Bryce went to
but I watched it in that. I feel like that would have been brutal in a theater. That'd be a long 80 minutes.
It wasn't.
I watched it like
Also,
getting interrupted every 20
like
minutes.
Tusk.
Well, the thing is, Tusk had a lot of interesting stuff to it. Yoga Hosers.
We actually saw that in a full theater because it was also followed by a Q&A
twice.
with
Really?
Kevin Smith.
Tusk
I saw Tusk,
okay.
I believe, with Bryce and Huntington Beach,
Yeah.
and then we went to go see it at the
ArcLight.
I saw Tusk with Daniel Herman
We had so
after
many
the
people
worst
walk out of
backseat
that theater.
screening.
in Huntington Beach.
Really?
Yeah, like one by one they started like coming out, and it turned out to be only me, Bryce, and I think 3 other people. And they even made a comment as Bryce did, like, well, like that thinned out pretty quickly as soon as we started exiting. But yeah,
Me and Herman saw Tusk after the worst backseat screening ever. Literally, no one came, including the person who was supposed to play the movie at the screening.
That's fucked up.
And then, thankfully, a lot of people came for the movie after ours and felt bad. So, like, we had like 8 people watch the last 5 minutes of the movie and did a really awkward Q&A, and we were really depressed. So we went to see Tusk. And
well, I bet that helped your depression.
not really, but.
So yeah, I got really excited at the prospect of this maybe being something a little bit different for the Far Cry team, and the fact that it's, again, socially something that's hitting a little close to home right now might be interesting, and I hope they handle it properly.
Do you think Rick would like it as a vocal Trump supporter?
I think he's going to be against it because you're going to be trying to take those people out. You're not.
Okay,
you're not playing the guy that's
You're taking out the red hats.
Yeah. But anyway. That's the only video game thing I felt worthy talking about. I guess you could count the Castlevania thing as sort of video game related,
sure.
And the Uncharted story sort of video game related. It was definitely a week where we mixed all the stuff we love together.
Mixed everything today.
Take
my
your
announcement.
And take my style. Go
Announcement!
Ahead. Go ahead.
I have an announcement to make.
It's not a show and tell announcement?
It's not. I could make it a show and tell announcement.
Is it going to be that you have a Switch? Because that's going to be so disappointing.
I don't have an announcement.
Did you get one?
I pre-ordered my Switch at GameStop. I turned in my 3DS.
Nice.
Was this the announcement?
Yeah.
Did it come in yet, or are you waiting?
No, it should be here June 1st.
And is it just you didn't have to get the $500 fucking bundle bullshit, did you?
I got the bundle.
Oh, Rick, you fucking fell for it. Don't do that shit. All that money goes into GameStop's pocket. They're fucking assholes for doing that shit. It's garbage. Those are not Nintendo licensed bundles.
Stop GameStop.
I'm not even kidding, man. I remember that happened to Bryce. He pre-ordered the Wii when it originally came out, but he pre-ordered like this $700 bundle from GameStop that came with like the 4 launch titles or whatever. I'm like, you're not gonna play any of those fucking games. Don't do that. Just get the game you want and the console.
I got the console, the gray one with Zelda with the expansion.
Okay, with the season pass.
With the season pass or whatever, and then it also came with Has Been Heroes.
Okay.
and Snipper Clips.
Snipper Clips. That game looks fun.
And what else did it come with? I think it came with the what do you call it?
Case?
Not a case. The screen protector.
Oh, okay. Don't put that on there.
Yeah, I figured it was gonna be shit.
We'll get you a proper screen protector. But I don't think you'll be playing it in the dock like a lot of people. I think you'll be playing.
No, I'll be playing it on the go most likely.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm excited.
But it wasn't it wasn't actually $500. It was $480.
Mm-hmm. Tax, it's $500, bro.
No, that was with tax.
Oh, with tax.
Yeah,
okay.
It was actually like
$449.99.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then plus my trade-ins that I traded in, they knocked it down to a total of like I think it was $360.
That's good. I bet your nephew's gonna be upset.
Yeah.
He lets his nephew play the 3DS all the time, but now he has no 3DS. Well, that's cool. I'm glad. I am waiting still. It's still too rich for my blood, considering it what it is. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because it's not. But it's this console that should have came out 5 years ago when the Wii U came out.
I'm excited, though, because I really want to play Zelda, and I also want to play Mario Kart.
Mario Kart Deluxe.
Yeah.
Snipper Clips looks really fun, by the way. That's definitely a game.
Is that like a game where you circumcise people?
Yes. No, it's actually it's paper craft game, and it's 2 characters, and they're shapes. So it starts out easy, where it's like, here's a shape. You are these 2 weird oblongy looking creatures, and you have to snip each other to make like an hourglass and fit inside the mold. And then there's like other things where you have to make yourself a scoop so you can catch this ball, and then you got to move over and put it into a hoop. Like, it's just a lot of physics-based puzzles, and it seems really fun. But that's cool, man. That's cool. Now you need to just go grab Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, that's all I need now. They had another bundle
June
which
1st?
had Mario Kart.
You said June 1st?
June 1st should be here, yeah.
So next weekend, you'll be able to talk about it. All right.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's like my first Nintendo since the 64.
Cool.
Console, I should say. I mean, because I had the 3DS, but I also got the cover, the condom for the docking station, because they were saying, it's been scratching the screen.
The inside has.
The inside,
so
yeah.
I'll if you got something for that,
I already
that's
have
fine.
it, yeah.
But if we'll see how it fits.
It's the same one that Bryce got from Etsy.
Okay.
It's like almost 20.
I was gonna say
something like that it's called.
You could have just went to like Michael's and got
$13, and it had Pokemon on it. So
okay. Yeah, the thing and it just slides over the front part, right? It just slides over the one thing, so when you put your Switch in, it doesn't scratch the screen.
Yeah, it's 2 sides. It's basically like something like this,
Oh, you put your Switch in?
No.
You just put it in the slot.
Part. Yeah,
okay, got it. Because I was gonna say, if you wanted to do that for like 99 cents, we could have went to Michael's and got the felt contact paper and just stuck it on the inside.
Sure.
You know me, like I modded my Rock Band drums to be quieter with contact paper instead of spending $80 on these foam head replacements they sell. I was like, no thanks. I know how to do this. I'm crafty.
Yeah. So.
Very cool, man. I look forward to you talking about that next week.
Fuck yeah, I'm excited, man.
You know what else comes out next week?
What's that?
Revive's full-length skate video, Take Over the World.
That's right.
So, I'm going to buy the physical copy. But here's what you need to do, Rick. You need to buy the digital copy.
Buy the digital
so
copy.
we can watch it right away. Because I'm ordering the DVD because it's going to have like 40 minutes of bonus features. And then their new summer line of skateboards and stuff is coming out that day also. But yeah, that's cool, man. I'm excited to have a Switch in the vicinity.
Come over and play.
Come over and check it out. Maybe I'll buy myself a Pro Controller.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna buy.
Because I know that's what you did with...
Target had the best combo, but that was a little too rich for my blood.
That's with the 650 or whatever, and it came basically with everything.
It came with, pretty much. The Mario Kart, Zelda, Pro Controller, an SD card, the system, and a case. And that was way too much for me.
I think those were $5.99, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And they don't
and I couldn't trade in any of my stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't think they do trade in at Target. They were at one point, I thought.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not Walmart.
Best Buy does.
Best Buy, yeah.
But yeah. Well, cool, man. I'm excited about that. Poor Ryan. He's like, fuck. Totally anticlimactic.
Rock in peace, Greg Allman.
Yeah, for real, right? God damn. That's terrible.
That's sad.
So yeah, all right. This has been episode 231 of Some Shit We Like. Stay tuned to someshitwelike.com on Tuesday and all your favorite podcast feeds for the audio version of this show. Then Tuesday through Friday, we'll put out clips and culminating on Friday with the full episode in video form on YouTube.
At Some Shit We Like on Twitter, Facebook.com/SSWL Network. And we're on Stitcher if you'd like to stitch.
And subscribe to Rick's YouTube channel this week. He'll be posting a vlog about ordering drinks for ladies across the bar.
Yeah,
exactly.
He'll be showing you how to do it, how to become such a player.
Yeah.
Because I'm such the player.
Right.
Until next time.
That was Some Shit We Like.